Then, as I always mentioned about, see, the thing is, we are exactly we ourselves. We are exactly we are ourselves. However, the things we don't know much about who we are. This is a total problem for us. You see, only these things we have to realize who we are, what true ourselves is. See, very funny, very strange to say, although we are exactly we ourselves, no doubt, no question at all. But unfortunately, we don't know much about who we are, what true ourselves is. What we are thinking about ourselves, that is entirely different from what the true ourselves is. That's reason Shakyamuni Buddha or the patriarchs just recommend us to do Zazen. Otherwise, you may not be able to just realize who you are. This is Zazen, only Zazen. You'll be able to just realize through yourself. Honen-san, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. No nada. Who you are? Ah, Noel-san. Noel-san. Muchas gracias. That's the reason. That's the reason as I just mentioned about we should do Zazen in order to realize who we are. See, this is the most important, most valuable things for us to do. See, unfortunately, as I mentioned, we don't know much about our true selves. See what we just thinking about who we are. It's entirely different from what true ourselves is. Okay, this is the reason I would like to just mention about how you'll be able to just realize who you are with Zazen. This Zazen, I would like to recommend you to do. Otherwise, you may not be able to just realize who you are. Only Zazen, you'll be able to just realize who you are. But if you just do the different Zazen, you may not be able to just realize who you are. This Zazen was the Jinen Roshi just mentioned teaching us. This Zazen, you'll be able to just, if you can do this Zazen, you'll be able to just realize who you are. So today, excuse me, today we go back to the text 25. It's the pivot of Zazen. Pivot of Zazen. What is the most important things to do Zazen is this Zazen. This Zazen, if you can do, you'll be able to. No doubt, if you can just realize who you are. So what Jinen Roshi just mentioned about other teachers is when you when you intend to clarify the cloudy water, to stir it with your hand, it will become cloudy as much as you do. See, this is a very important thing when we do a Zazen. See, as I already just mentioned about what the thinking or thought coming up in our mind is without any reason. Without any reason. So what do people just thinking about? Because of some kind of reason, the thinking also just come up in our mind. That is totally misunderstanding. Totally misunderstood. Without any reason, just come up. Just like a river. Just like a river. There is a river and it's flowing and a bubble coming up. This kind of things. Thinking also this kind of thing. Without anything, it's just coming out in our mind. Without reason. Why we have to take care of it? Why we have to take care of them? Just simply throw them away as they are. This is totally enough. This is totally enough. This is Zazen. What people are just trying to do, is that whenever just thinking or thought coming up in the mind, people just try to figure out what it is, what's the reason, the kind of thinking or idea just come up. Try to analyze, try to deal with it. This is totally useless, unnecessary. Okay, this is very important. Okay, however, once you start stirring, the water become clear. See, this is very important things as I mentioned about when we just do Zazen. See, whatever just the thinking or thought or idea just coming up in the mind, simply throw them away. Simply release them as they are. This is enough. Then suddenly you just say, oh, that kind of idea was thinking about the disappear. Nothing left anymore. Because without reason, simply just coming up, honestly, just simply come up in your mind. That's it. Without any reason. This is a very important thing when you do Zazen. See, this is Zazen. Continually constantly, if you can do it, you'll be able to just come across or encounter to yourself. As I just mentioned about our true self is entirely different from what we're thinking about ourselves. Entirely different. If our true self is a kind of self, the self, at the extent to what we are thinking about ourselves. That is useless, meaningless. See? But what our true self is entirely different from what we are thinking about ourselves. See? That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha or the patriarchs just to recommend us to do that. Entirely different. See? As the Dogen, as Zen Master Dogen mentioned, for teachers, what our truth is, see, complete and universal. Complete and universal. This is our true self. True self. This true ourselves we have to encounter once. That is enough. Then you'll be able to completely satisfy with your present self. This is the water become clear. Just like that, you stop dealing with human thought, let the functioning of the mind go as it is. Stop managing somehow or other, it all for good or bad. Let it go on the stage as it is. It may be a hard task because you have the long-standing habit, but it is people that you let your activity itself be as it is untouched. Well, as I just mentioned about the more the thinking of thoughts just come out in your mind. The more you just let's go then as there, then you just become right now, right here. You see, unless you just do it, you never be able to experience this. What kind of thinking or thought just come up in your mind? Just simply throw them away. Then you just become right now, right here. See, the more you'll be able to just have, the more you'll be able to just have, you'll be able to have this experience. The more you'll be able to easily just throw them away, throw the thinking or thought away as there, because you'll be able to just recognize the different between the truth or fact and thinking and the thought. See? Thinking or thought is not as true, not reality. See, as I already just mentioned about what the function of recognition is. See, when I face this, I simply become this. I simply become this. See, we don't know, I don't know much about which is which. This is oneness. This is our truth. Then you recognize this. See, then I recognize this. So there is a certain separation between this and this. See, otherwise you never be able to just recognize this. Once you just recognize this, see, you never be able to recognize this, because the things is, see, there is things being recognized and person who just recognize. Otherwise, you never be able to just recognize this. You know? So if you just recognize this, see, then you just recognize this at the same time, almost the same time. Otherwise, you cannot recognize this. See, once you recognize this, the same times you just recognize this. Before you recognize this will never exist. This is very important. This is a kind of trick. This is such a switch just happened. So people never follow. People never follow. See, so much, such a quick change. When you just recognize this, almost same times you just recognize this as I and the things. See? But before you recognize this so-called I never exists. This is a very important thing. This kind of trick you have to just see through. Otherwise, you already deceived by your thinking and thought. Then you just recognize the kind of kind of what you're thinking about the self as I. What you're thinking about the I never just exists. After recognize this, the kind of I just come out, appears. Before you recognize this will never exist. Oh, very simple, but it's very difficult to just realize this trick. This trick is okay. Okay. Then when you do, this is a very important thing from now on. When you do Zazen, you are not supposed to do self-centered. Stop being self-centered. Letting the six organs be free. Not teaching, not treating whatever six organs response, being as functioning as it does, one by one, on each time. Do not deal if the functioning of some earthly desire was some splendid things arise. What are the just want to teach us is, as I just mentioned, when you do Zazen, this is the most important thing. So any kind of idea, thinking, thought, whatever just thinking or thought, when it just come up in your mind, as I just mentioned, those thinking or thought or ideas just coming up in your mind without any reason, without any, see, it's very simple. When you face this, it's come out. See, kind of things come, exactly same. See, is there any reason to just come up with these things? See, so when I face this, it's come out. Very simple, without any reason. See, this thinking or thought or idea, exactly same function. See, when you just kind of thinking or thought or idea just come up. See, I don't know, you never know the reason why it's just come out. See, once you just recognize that thinking or thought or idea, then you just put the idea, add the idea, the reason why it's kind of thinking or thoughts come out. But that is later. Before you just realize the thinking or thought, just the thinking or thought or idea just simply come out without any reason. Without any reason. And this is a very important thing. No? So you don't need to just take care of it. Take care of it. Then without any reason. So these things you have to just realize. Once you just realize that, you never just you never care much about the thinking or thought or the idea coming up in your mind. Simply throw them away. You can simply throw them away as they are, without any trouble, question, problem. Very easy, but it's very easy to say, but it's hardly difficult to do. But this is Zazen. This is Zazen. You'll be able to just completely save yourself with this Zazen. That's the reason I recommend you to do this Zazen. Well, if you really want to just be completely free from everything, completely from everything. You should do this nothing. Shakyamuni Buddha, only Shakyamuni Buddha, the first the human being to realize this. This is he is not is a Shakyamuni Buddha. Then he just teaching us. If he just teaching us how to do something in order to realize what to ourselves is, who we are. Only that. Only this that you'll be able to just realize who you are. This true ourselves is, as I just mentioned, as the Zen Master Dogen just teach us, complete and universal. Complete universal, not like what we just thinking about ourselves. That's a kind of tiny thing. See, our truth ourselves is so huge. That's the reason it's very difficult to realize that. But this is the most valuable things for us to do. Okay, we need to order the time, do not do it. Okay. The appearing and disappearing functioning itself is the untouched truth of yourself. You see, what he just want to teach us is when you face this, when we just face this, we just simply become dead. When we just face this, we just simply become dead. This. See, without doing anything. Without doing anything, just simply just face this, become this. Such a wondrous thing. See, but unfortunately, people never just have any question with this movement, this activity. See, this is such a wonder, such a strange movement, activities. Without doing, we just simply become this. You see, they look at your eyes. You look at this. After you just woke up, you have been just seeing a lot of the tremendous the things you just faced with these eyes. What you just faced, what you will send the things never left. See, the things just are the being right in your eyes is dead. See, nothing anymore. See, always when you face this, these things shall come out. When you see this, these things completely disappeared. And this thing, see, so many things, so many things you just faced. They become this, but the things is never left. The things is always right now, right here. The things we face right now. This kind of things is such a wonderful thing. This is our true self. See, we never just separate. We never separate from the things we face right here, right now. See, and then this become the things just I face it. Then this. You see, as I just mentioned about this, the 100,000 changing in a second, 100,000 changing in a second. So we just become so many things disappear, not coming out, and disappearing. That is our true self. Oh, what's that? That is our true self, not like this. This one is not what we just thinking about ourselves. This body is not a kind of body we just thinking about ourselves. This is a Dharma body, body of Dharma, not what we think about human bodies. See, listen, our true self is. Our truth is when I face this, I just become this, our true self. So never, this thing never separate from ourselves. When I face this changing itself is our true self. That's the reason I just mentioned about, what we just thinking about ourselves is totally different from our true selves. That's much different. That different is more like heaven and earth. That's much different. So that's the reason. If you just really wanna be feel, if you just wanna feel great ease, you wanna be completely satisfied with, or you wanna have a complete satisfaction, great satisfaction, you have to do this. You have to do this. Otherwise, you never be able to realize the completely freedom, completely satisfaction. Only this, you'll be able to, oh, that's all right. Everything is done. Everything already done. As the Zen Master Dogen mentioned about. Everything already done. Nothing left anymore. Only these things you may be able to say so. That's the reason I would like to just recommend you to this Zazen. This is very hard, but most valuable things for us to do. See, because what we are thinking about is totally different. We totally misunderstand about what our true self is. Okay, human beings and the things are in action and changing all the time. See, what people think always, because of this, the things come in here. This is totally misunderstanding. You see, eyes and the things. It is simultaneous just happen. Eyes and the things. Then eyes and the things become one. Then the things just come out. This action, this activity. What the people thinking is, you see, the things, here is the eyes, and the things then the eye just see this and the things come out. This is totally misunderstanding. What true the activity right now, right here going on is eyes and the other things at the same time just happen and they become one and the things happen. Become one and the things happen. Because the people just recognize this things is ourselves. So that these things, because these things see this, and these things just come out. This is totally misunderstood. See? This one and this one at the same time just happen, then become one. And then things, what we just think about things just come out. This is a true thing. What do you think about? Betty-san. Yeah, see, what's going on right here is totally different from what we are thinking about. That's the reason we have to do it. Human being and the things in action and changing all the time, but at the same time, the changing or activities, the different, but the same time just happen. You see, this one is different. This one different. But see, when this one just face this, then at the same time, it's become one. Then these things happen is this and this one. No distinguish. It become one. Become one. You never be able to say which is which. One. This is a true activity or true the action. What's going on here right now? But that is totally different from what we just thinking about. It's totally different. Because we just recognize this one is as I, as we. See, this is not what we're thinking about. This is not what we're thinking about I or wisdom. This is a Dharma body. Dharma body. Totally different from what we're thinking about ourselves. And this kind of activity or action endlessly just happen. Endlessly. Because it's without there is no place. There is no place to coming out. And there is no place to disappearing. There is no place to disappear. What it is? there is no place to coming out, to come out. And there is no place to disappear. This is right now, right here. Is it understandable? This activity, see, activity, what we are just what we are doing right now, right here is there is no place. There is no place to the activity or the action just come out. Then there is no place to disappear the things, or what you just activity or action. There is no place. There is no place. Then everything is going on. Such a wondrous extremely wondrous. The self is living, the self is living, harmonizing with various things. You see, when I face this, I just become this. When I face this, I just become this. Then I just become the things I just as I just faced. This is totally uncountably, uncountably, I just changing, endlessly. You see, that is our truth. That is our truth. That is entirely different from what we thinking about ourselves. This changing, this changing is our true self. That is very hard in a sense, but we are already doing it. We have already done it. We are always doing it. Exactly without self. Without self, we're just doing the thing as they are. Exactly. No gap at all. No gap. Exactly when I face death, I just become death without any gap. This is such a wonderful, wondrous thing. Okay, there is nothing. Okay, so what's harmonizing? What harmonizing with various things is when I face this, I just become this. This is totally harmonizing. See, with anything. See? No gap. No gap at all. No gap at all. So when I face this, exactly become this. When I face this, I just become exactly as it is. This is totally harmonized. Totally harmonized. There is nothing to study from now on. That's the reason. That's the reason. Very simple. When you face this, then this is a very wonderful, splendid matter things as they done, as done. See, when I face this, I just become dead. So I don't need to know much about what it is. See, because I just become dead. So as long as itself never just recognize or know much about what it is, as it is, I become dead. So I don't need to know much about what it is. And also, it's not necessary to know much of what it is. And also, it cannot be able to just it can't recognize what it is because itself doesn't know much about what it is. It's necessary to know what it is, and it's necessary would be not be able to know much about what it is because it's self. Dharma is so wonderful, so huge. So that's the reason. That's the reason, as the Gyenoshi mentioned about, there is nothing to study, nothing to know, nothing to recognize. See, the things, what it is. What are the in Edo era very famous the Rinzai about Banki says the fundamental our true self is nothing concerned with studying, learning. It's not necessary to learn what it is, the things. And also, it's not necessary to study what it is. This is as we are just doing. Although we don't deny it, but before learning the things, we will be able to know much about it. See? Because itself, because of itself. See? This is totally difficult for thinking or thought or a concept. What it is? That much Dharma is so huge. That's the reason. This only once is enough. Once you have to realize through yourself. See, you just become this, whatever will be all right, whatever will be okay. Once you just become itself, then you'll be completely finished, accomplish everything without studying, without learning. Excuse me. Only let the self of now alive. So that's the reason. Yes. Only thinking is a sort of kind of hazard to recognize what it is, to recognize what the true self is, truth is. So you just simply throw them away as they are. Then you just become, directly you just become as you just face it. You just become as you face it. This is true yourself. You see? That's the reason when you do Zazen, whatever the thinking was supposed to come up in your mind, simply throw them away. Let's go, then all as it is. This is enough. Then you just become the things as you faced. That's the true yourself. Oh. You say you are troubled with your children's affairs. You should realize that in fact you troubled yourself with your affair, not your children's affairs. Very congratulations. What people think about, because of that, I just it's caused us a trouble, but misunderstanding. You see, there is only the affair of yours. There is only affair, even the things of yours, not others. Not others. What do you think about? What people think about? Because of that, I am so much bothered by the things and totally misunderstand. There is only one person exists. Only one person exists. Right now, right here. None of others. None of others do. That's the reason. Shakyamuni Buddha or Petrix just recommended us to do Zazen. Others totally misunderstand. Then you totally, totally exhausted. That's the reason. Okay, simply Zazen. If sincerely wanna just realize your true self. As I mentioned about your true self is a complete and universal. Not like what we thinking about ourselves. That's a tiny. Our true self is so huge, more than the universe, more than the universe. Only once. This is only one chance to realize who we are. See, as long as we are just a human being, as long as our human, we'll be able to just realize our true self. This one, yeah, very hard, but most valuable things. Most valuable things for us to realize. Hi. Okay, maybe time is up. Nothing time. So thank you so much. But I would like to just want to ask you to do something continually or constant. Then you'll be able to just encounter to yourself someday. But it takes us for a long time. Even the Chinese the patriarchs takes for such 20 years, 30 years or more. But never give up. Never give up. But constantly, continually. Then you'll be able to accomplish it. Okay. Congratulations. This is Zazen. Ay, merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. So maybe day tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Muchas gracias, Ekio-san. はい。エリアニーさん。
はい、どうもありがとう。
どうもありがとう。Are you a Japanese? ありがとうございました。